Alright, hey everyone, we are back. Gokasho Bay here, hole number 1. Now this is one of the tournament holes that we just had a few tournaments ago. And you can see, the way that we go about driving this is going to pretty much be determined by the wind a little bit. And I am going to up here to a navigator, try to give myself a little bit less wind here. And you can kind of see what we're looking at here. In terms of top spin, I'm a little worried about how much to put on. I am going to back off just slightly, kind of maybe right in here, and I'm also going to kind of go for a full shot that's kind of away from the edge, but with a lot of curls, so kind of like this. And just keep in mind to at least give yourself 2 or 3 rings from the edge, like I did there, just in case you do pull it. But notice how I can really get it around the bend here and get myself to a nice wood distance to where I can at least have, long iron or wood. And you can see taking off some of that top spin there is going to be relatively critical. And what you also see is where I put it. So unless my opponent here hits a really good drive, he wouldn't be able to get it up there as good as I did. His alternative is he kind of has to go this right method here and hopefully hit the fairway on the first bounce, which he did. And that's the only real way that, he can, because the quarterback has more curl than extra mile. So in the event that my opponent ever has to go to the left there, he's not going to be able to get it back quite as right as I did. So that's one of the reasons to actually favor quarterback. But as you can see, with a tightened ball and a perfect ball, my opponent was able to, pull that one off, but might not always be the case. But let's also consider, what's the, percentage chance that my opponent's going to make that anyway. And same with me back here. This is going to be a relatively challenging shot. We are going to play this kind of at mid-club a bit, and we're going to go about 4 rings, which is about 1.4, 1.5 per ring. And let's just see what that looks like. Looks close, but a little bit of an underplay, just barely. So if I would have went maybe 4 1/4, perhaps would have. It might have to do with more than anything, just that side wind nature, how the second and third bounces are rolling out a little bit more to the right than what you see on your ball guide. So sometimes you might want to do a little bit of an overplay because of that, which I wasn't really factoring in. But notice how I was kind of at mid-club. So my max club is 1.2 per ring with Guardian, because I have a Guardian 8. Guardian 7 would also be the same number. Accuracy changes on Guardian 6 a little bit. I think it becomes like maybe 80 or something. It's lower, but not very much. So, instead of playing the 1.2 per ring, I was playing more like a 1.5 per ring, which is going to be a lot closer to mid-club numbers. So going 4 rings is essentially going, 5.6, 6, something like that. And that'll put us in the ballpark. So keep that in mind when you're doing your ring adjustments, because that's the first thing you always want to be doing is sizing up the hole, seeing am I at mid club, am I at max club, am I at min club, which would be right before it switched down to the short iron where it goes red there, and all that affects how long the ball's in the air, how high it's going to travel, and since it is in the air shorter, you need to go less rings. So that's why we use a higher ring number. And here you can see Gokasho Bay. And one of the really nice things about having Guardian here, especially with a 1 power ball, is I'm going to be able to stop this very thriftily. I don't have to worry about being in between clubs like my opponent will be slightly. Will slightly be in between clubs, not very much. I usually do play very close to max ring here, maybe even a little bit more, so you're going to see me go about 6 rings there for this shot. And there you'll see I did get perfect ball. Let's just see what this looks like. and not quite coming back. I was hoping to get at least a half a yard back on that. So I did hang that out just a tiny bit. Might cost me the shootout, but we'll see. My opponent's going to be much more in between clubs than me. So he either has to short hit this or he needs to switch to Goliath. And switching to Goliath can give you loss of precision. For example, if he goes for perfect ball and hits it great ball right, great ball left, it's a 2-yard pull. Chances of me winning inside 2 yards go up dramatically. So just something to keep in mind. And there you actually are seeing a great ball to the right, and you can see how much that's making the shot deviate off to the right. Granted, my opponent was long anyway, but just keeping that fact in mind when you're going about doing your shootouts is kind of what I suggest. So anyway, good luck with that shootout, and also that first hole par 4. Hopefully you found this video tutorial helpful, and be on the lookout for other content to come from me. So see you guys. Good luck.